Who?
Excuse me. Could you go a little faster? I got a boat to catch.
I have a new rule. I never go above 49 miles per hour.
Aha. That's very responsible. I wish more of my students had that attitude. I'm with the California Department of Motor Vehicles, Bob Kenter.
Sam Silver.
Oh, great. You know what's a good idea, Sam? Do you mind if I call you Sam? Keep both eyes on the road and both hands on the wheel. At the 10 and 2 position, little free advice for you there.
Everybody's a bus driver.
Really, I happen to be qualified. See, I'm a driving instructor. And in dire need of a vacation, I was involved with this crazy woman. You won't believe what happened to me. Talk about somebody who's got splinters in the windmill of her mind. Zingo.
Not my fault, Mr. Kenter. God, I need my license back.
Oh, my God.
What?
Stop it! Stop! Stop!
You'll never drive in this town again. What an experience. So I flunked her. Now she follows me everywhere. Calls me at home, sends me flowers, stalking me to give her another chance, you know. That's why I got to get away from this woman.
Where you heading?
I'm going out to this cruise ship, the Seabourn Legend. Nice.
Did you say Seabourn Legend?
Yeah, what?
Ay, madre mia. I heard that was the boat they used to shoot Speed 2. Buddy, this trip might not be as relaxing as you think.
Oh.
You must have a lot of cojones to go on that Speed 2 cruise ship. I gotta tell you, it took me a long time to work up the courage to ride a bus again after that other movie.
I'm a driving instructor. Nerves of steel. Nothing frightens me.
Well, I hope so. Because the story of Speed 2 gives new meaning to the phrase motion sickness.
Uh-huh.
Let's go away together.
Okay, where?
Caribbean.
Action.
Bingo, shuffleboard, calypso music.
As they come running, okay, miss, this way, please.
Stopping.
Right this way, miss.
Bye.
This is a cute couple. What are your names?
Oh, Annie, this is Alex.
Adorable. My name's Dante. How about a big mouthful of newlyweds?
No, actually, we're not newlyweds.
Annie's back with a new beau. She's off the bus and on the boat, set in the tropical paradise of the Caribbean. Jason Patric and Willem Dafoe star with Speed veteran Sandra Bullock, Glenn Plummer, and director Jan de Bont.
I brought the two of them together, and it totally clicked. I could see them. There was a kind of sporty type of fighting going on between the two of them, and that's what I really liked. I thought it was really great. That's what the movie really could use.
What's the matter? Look all tense.
Tense?
Yes.
No.
No?
We're here to relax.
Yes.
Let's get a drink.
Okay,
All right.
let's go.
Up.
He wants to get her on this boat so she can't run away. That's basically what he says. Which kind of makes sense, you know, if you want to have a discussion with somebody, take them on a cruise.
They've been together a little while, and he wants to get a little closer and belong to the SWAT team, which is something he neglected to tell her.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is...
What the hell is going on?
Who is this?
Someone you should start listening to.
Essentially, he's a disgruntled employee that takes his rage and his disappointment out on the cruise line.
Oops. See what you made me do.
He wasn't out to really kill everybody on board the ship at all. He just taking command of the whole ship.
Oh my God, the boat is moving!
We're on our way.
He's taking over the ship, and I gotta save it.
He's taking us right into an oil tanker.
How are you going to stop me now, my friend?
We're gonna drown!
on that ship now, Annie. Down!
Can I help you?
I need to borrow your boat. What?
This is going to be one big roller coaster ride.
Something a little faster than the first speed, something a little bigger than Twister.
Go! Move!
And a lot of movement, you know, so don't be surprised if we're all feeling a little seasick by the end of this one.
So you see, it's a whole new deal. You're looking a little green there, Bob.
Approaching the port of Los Angeles.
Oh, great.
Oh, dang.
What?
Uh-oh. He went over 50 again.
What does that mean?
Can't stop this thing.
Wait a minute! You ought to get those brakes looked at.
Ah, boy, hello. I'm Bob Kenter, K-E-N.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Kenter? Yeah, well, I'm so sorry. You have missed the boat.
You don't understand. See, this is not my fault. There's this crazy woman.
Oh, I understand, sir. But as you can see, the legend is gone.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, how do I get out to the cruise ship?
How's your backstroke?
Isn't that amusing? I got it. Seaborn legend, here I come.
Oh, sir! No!
Excuse me. Hello. Just fine, thank you. Listen, I'm in kind of a hurry. Could one of these things get me out to the Seaborn Legend?
Ah, the Seaborn Legend. Yeah. The ship where they filmed Speed 2.
Yes, that's right.
Have you seen the Speed 2 trailer yet?
No, I haven't.
What a tour de force.
I bet it is.
From Jan de Bont, the director that brought you Speed, Twister, now brings you Speed 2, Cruise Control.
Isn't he something? Get the luggage on here, will you?
That's Jan de Bont. What an auteur.
Isn't he something?
Yeah,
Start, stop. Yeah.
His shot composition, his mise en scène.
Yeah, boy, he's really good.
What an artist. I mean, the poignancy of a flying bus.
Left-hand turn.
Extraordinary. People don't appreciate that these days.
He's a treasure, I'll tell you.
There's no one that can do what Jan can with a camera in films like this.
The movies that he was a cameraman on, when you look to the movies he's directed, he was the one who sort of initiated the style that made those movies successful. It's his signature.
There's a real intensity and a real velocity to how we shoot. It's really shot from the hip. And I think that has a lot to do with Jan's background as a cameraman.
Do you want to call out to me to come join? I mean, it's like...
Yeah, she should. Come on, Chum! Yeah, you should call her. Come on, Chum!
He's a very hands-on director, you know, and there's nothing to stop him grabbing the camera and giving a piece of rope, brace himself on there. He is like a stuntman cameraman,
Whatever it takes to get the shot, he will do. Then you have to ask yourself, and you have to say, I got to push myself to give him what he wants.
Action, the boat is moving! I got the rope! Tie it up to the line! Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Great.
A lot of stunts or action scenes you cannot repeat, and actors will never be able to repeat exactly that same emotion. So if I see something happening, and that's why I like to film myself quite a bit, is I can tell through the camera, yelling at actors, do this, and change the shot as it develops.
Get me closer! Huh? He's gonna shoot the plane!
I think Jan de Bont has outdone himself this time. I really do.
Okay. No, I think we got that.
vacation's turning into a nightmare. Order! I'm never there. What do you want, one? This ocean's a rough place to be.
It's quite an adventure to work on the water because everything's very fluid. Everything moves around. You're out in an environment where you're constantly rolling and everything's done through such weird lines of communication that it becomes like this huge game to manage to get these shots.
The fact that they were all able to move and work, and as it said, you know, being in 6 or 7 different boats and megaphones and radios, it was quite amazing.
Let's roll, please.
And when you're working on a boat, you're either on the boat or you're taking a boat to get to the boat. When the camera runs out of film, a boat has to go get camera to bring it to the boat. Or have camera bolts following you and it has to turn around, and it's not just like setting a mark, you're on the water, and you can't control anything.
Wait a minute. Oh my God, why don't we stop? Why don't we stop?
Move this ship a little closer to that ship. Well, that's easier said than done. You don't move a big ship to the right, You have to go forward for a mile, make a turn, come all the way back 5 miles, make it another turn, and then hopefully by the time you get back, and unless the tide has moved you out already again, you might be in the right position. But the tides were so strong there that whatever you did, it was never in the right position.
Cast and crew of Speed 2 and crew of Seaborn Legend, there is a barbecue tonight from 7:30 to 9:30 on the muster deck. Be there.
Not only this is like the location for us, but this is also where we live. Everybody has this quarters here. We have dinner, breakfast, lunch here. I guess it's a little bit like living on an aircraft carrier where everybody lives, and the whole thing with this little printing press. It's where we make our call sheets, where we get all the extras dressed, and costume rooms and makeup is all in here. It's like a little town. And I was a man that walked to work. I'd go from where I was living directly across a hallway to a suite that was identical to mine, the mirror image of mine. So there I was in Willem mode in one room, and then going across the street to be in Geiger mode with exactly the same furnishings and the same layout.
We lived and worked on that boat for over a month. It's a situation that no one will ever have again. It was more of an adventure. It felt just, not only close to people, but that you were all in something together.
Then everyone moves.
It was beautiful. You're going out at sunrise or coming back at sunset. You're on a ship.
At the end of the night, we always did the same thing. We stood out on the bow of the ship, and we'd always come into port. And there was like a 30-minute drive, and we watched the sunset and the town, and no matter how much you hated each other that day, and we'd look at the sunset together, and everything was fine.
Over here! You! Going to the Seaborn Legend! Over here! Yeah! I know, it's unusual. Oh, this is really great. Thank you so much for the ride.
Sure.
This is good.
Seaborn Legend. That's where we're going.
Yeah,
there's going to be a great party there tonight.
Is that right?
Uh-huh. You know what? You look really familiar. Are you in a band?
Band?
Have we dated or something? Oh, come on. He's not in a band.
No.
But you really do look like somebody I've met before. Really?
Well, I look like a lot of people mistaken all the time. What's this party on the Seaborn for?
It is the Speed 2 rap party. UB40, Tamia, Shaggy. They're all cutting tunes for the movie. It is going to be incredible. It's going to be great. Awesome.
Really?
What's your name again?
Bob. Bob, actually.
Does Bob like to boogie?
Well, I don't normally. I just, I have never
Come on,
really
Bob.
actually.
Bob.
Oh,
Boogie
gosh.
Bob.
I'm a big band guy myself.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, boy. Well. So you guys come out here often?
In delicious rice, forgiven by mistakes. Getting her to love me was my biggest break.
One of the things I noticed in those cruise ships is a lot of entertainment, because you have to keep your passengers entertained. And I also had in mind to have really talented people in there. So we had UB40 form on the ship. I really wanted to have a type of music that was very lively, and Carlinhos Brown especially. To me, his music is very physical. He's full of energy, full of fun.
Carlinhos is from Bahia, Salvador, Brazil. It's the environment of his music. It's the friendly, bright, rhythmic, percussive, happy, makes you smile kind of environment.
Way back.
At one point, a lot of the people would, evacuate the ship, but I wanted to have a few people there that I had seen before. So I needed a performer who actually could act. And Tamia, I did some screen tests with her, and she was like a total natural.
We spent quite a while looking for the right song for the movie, going back and forth with Jan and with Quincy and myself, and we came up with Makes My Beautiful.
I realized right away that although this movie has a lot of the elements from Speed 1, it's a new movie, so it needs new themes. I thought it'd be really fun to use Latin, Jamaican, Cuban type percussion with the orchestra so that there's that flavor in there, but we're still doing the speed type music, we're still doing the driving stuff.
Have nice motors on the boat.
Oh my gosh, you know what? We better get going or we're gonna miss the boat.
You're right.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta go.
Oh, boy.
So, Bob, you never told us what brought you out here to this buoy.
Oh, well, it's kind of a long story. See, it all started with this girl I was giving driving lessons to, and the worst driver in the world, believe me. So it was either take a vacation or turn in the old clipboard.
That's it. I knew I'd seen you somewhere before. This is the creep that failed me on my last driving exam.
Creep?
You may not think I can drive a car, but I sure can drive a boat.
I...
You're out of here.
I gotta take a vacation from this vacation. Yeah. Next time I'm going club bed. Hey! Hey! Down here! Hey! Hey! Need a ride? I need a ride? No, I'm just out here rinsing out a few things. Yeah, I need a ride. Can you get me to the Seaborn Legend?
Oh, I was just there doing some stunt work on Speed 2. We did some great gags there.
Don't need to know your history. Just a ride will be fine.
Climb up!
Oh, gee.
And jump, 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 jump!
I make my movies in a pretty realistic way. That means quite often that the actors have to do their own stunts, and they really like that.
Jason Patric could be probably one of the top stuntmen in the world if he wanted to. He's so physically.
All right, guys, here we go. Take it up to speed.
We did a lot of stunts with a speedboat and an airplane where he actually has to pull himself through the water on a rope behind a seaplane that's trying to take off.
The boat I'm driving is a lake boat. It's not an ocean boat. It's not made with that bottom on it, so it cuts through the wave. When it hits a wave, it just dances. And he was on the front of the boat, and he wasn't strapped on. He was holding onto a rope, and he had his foot locked around one of the horns, and that was it.
That's great. Get out of there. Pull anchors, start moving down.
I get competitive when I hear people say, hey, that was pretty cool. Jason did that stunt. And it's like, what am I, chopped liver? I'm a stuntman too.
And Willem is another guy that is just so strong. He did all of his own stuff on this thing that we call the Windjet. Willem got very, very good. And Sandy got good too, because she had to also pilot this Windjet.
Willem and I had to drive it, and it's operated by 2 jet skis on the back of basically a speedboat that when you're driving the jet skis, you can pretty much navigate and drive the speedboat. And once he broke off, all of a sudden this boat is careening to the left, and you realize you're smashing into the camera boat.
It's about negotiating all these swells plus all the wakes and then getting close and then finding your moment and just leaping through the air and hoping that, you know, you don't splat.
To be underwater, we have to act a sequence underwater without a tank. Even although we had divers everywhere with spare tanks, it's still pretty scary.
A little lower, Sandy, a little lower. A little lower.
Being 25 feet underwater with one regulator that I have to take off with my hands tied while I'm looking around, and there's, you know, Navy SEALs with their tanks and their full gear just floating back watching me.
It was fascinating because, you know, I'm down there, but surrounded by me we have Navy SEALs and we have safety people and all kinds of hookahs, which are like hookups for breathing and things. I mean, it has to be incredibly detailed, you know, everything that happens. And there's so many people that are like point people. So aside from the 4 or 5 seconds a piece that they could use of each take, the other thing was just, you know, an enormous sort of undertaking.
The tension that you feel as an actor when you do scenes like that, you get more excited because the adrenaline happens within you, not in a stuntman's body, but within the actor itself.
It's exciting to do. It's really acting at its purest, kind of, because it's pure action. You know, you've got a very clear task, and it's usually an adrenaline pumping situation, and then you just have to do it.
There's a whole different way you react when you are really scared. You're not looking at a blue screen. You're not tied off wondering, oh God, you know, this is, so how do I make this look like I'm struggling?
There's no way to sort of prepare for it. You talk to the guys, figure out, now this is what you want to do, and this may be the best way to do it, but you don't know until you do it. I mean, no one had even climbed on the seaplane until I did it while I was going.
When you're driving a boat at 60 miles an hour on the water, and there's a helicopter above you blowing wind at you, and there's a seaplane in front of you blowing wind at you. Meanwhile, Jason, he's on the pontoon of the plane, and if he falls off, you see, then everybody's gonna be in trouble. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a whole lot of things going on, man, that'll have your nerves on edge, you know, and people will see it. You know what I mean? They'll see it because it'll be in me. You know, I was living it, and it was real.
That's the Seabourn Legend, the ship which dreams and adventures are made of. That boat saw a lot of action during production. Looks great to me. Of course it is. They created a couple of replicas to assist with the dangerous stuff. Is that right? Oh, did I tell you? The Legend was involved in the largest stunt ever filmed. No, you didn't. Oh, my jacket. I'll get it. Oh! Pull the ripcord!
From day one, everything was big. Let's make it humongous. Let's crash into an island. Who crashes into islands?
Hi, how you doing? It's always fun to destroy things that look and appear to be very expensive. It's a lot more fun than destroying a paper box. And I thought, what would be better to have, you know, like a 5-star luxury cruise liner basically end up in the middle of a town. And that's why I picked this one. I want it to be as beautiful as possible.
And they developed 3, you know, amazing pieces of machinery for the movie. And there's the main ship, Seabourn Legend, which we have is, you know, this massive cruise ship, and then we had a front portion of that ship replicated, which we call the bridge ship, which we had an interior of the bridge that we could use, as well as the front decks. And then there's a third hull, which is also built to size, that ultimately, you know, in the finale, does some damage.
Jan wanted to be able to photograph this ship, as we ended up calling it the rail ship, coming at land from the ocean, creating a 2-foot wake, and then crashing through a pier onto dry land and proceed on for almost 500 feet.
They developed the technology to build a rail 400 feet into the water, drive the pilings, and create this hydraulic ship's hull that crashes through a town that was built, a real town, and has to do it with such force and such precision.
We're sitting in the extension of Marigot, which is a wonderful little tourist town in the island of St. Martin's in the French West Indies. What we've done is taken the local architecture and expanded upon it and extended it out into the bay over the top of an 800-foot long trench that we dug. The tremendous amount of design and effort that's gone into the rigging and the special effects has been well masked, and I don't believe sitting here that there's anything that tips the hand to the audience.
We're inside what we call the rail ship, which is what we're using to crash through the middle of our town. And the weight of the ship, the entire ship, is about 600,000 pounds, including all the shell work, the framework, and the trolley system. In order to move that, we've got 4 700 horsepower diesel engines, which is total 2,800 horsepower, and that's used to drive the ship forward. The 5th diesel that we have is used for our lift and tilt system. As we get into town, there's a couple of big cylinders. We'll be lifting the front end up, and at the very end, we'll be tipping the whole ship over.
I'm afraid you're going to go right through the whole thing. I told them it had to stop within 20 feet, because otherwise they would run my whole town in one take and I would have nothing left.
When you do a car stunt, you'll maybe just do it all the way through, do a jump or do a crash. We'll be very precise with this, and we'll go 50 feet at a time so that we can just get a building here, a building there. And with all the cameras and all the coverage and all the cuts, it's going to look seamless.
Esteban approached me about doing the visual effects with Speed 2. We basically discussed creating the Seabourn Legend as a computer graphics model that would allow us to put it into the shots for which you would not be able to use the real cruise ship or actually even a mock-up as a practical effect. So what we're basically doing is trying to get as much of the practical work done in reality and then enhancing that and kind of filling in the cruise ship wherever the real one couldn't be. In this case, we just have the front of the ship. Okay. And we will be extending above what we see here, and of course, all the 450 feet back.
5 months we've been waiting. All right, guys, our first gag, crashing the boat. Let's get everybody in their starting positions.
Nice to see that memo we all got from the big boys, Jan de Bont and them, saying that we made cinematic history.
The sequence where the boat goes through town is probably the biggest effect scene ever filmed, which I didn't plan for. It just turned out that way.
Not only have we never seen it before, you'll never see something like that again. That is like old 20s DeMille type movies, like moving, you know, the Sphinx.
Hey, can you move that boat over to the right a little? This way! Everybody stand back to the buffet! Coming down! Oh, God! Oh, boy! How the heck do I get out of this thing? Let's see.
Excuse me, sir. May I see your ticket, please?
Oh, of course, sure. Boat. That's most.
Would you come with me?
Yes. Oh, now you'll be showing me to my suite, I imagine.
First, let's see the captain.
Oh, sure.
On the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're gonna get that? Okay. Tip.
I'm doing fine.
More port.
I'm fine.
More port.
I'm fine.
Excuse me. If just through here would be fine. Oh no.
Hey, Mr. Kenter, how you doing?
Oh my God.
Everybody abandon ship. There's a crazy woman driving it. Hey, Bob Kentner, LADMV. I have to take command of your vehicle.
What? No way, man. Nobody's touching this baby except for me.
Are you crazy? There's a wild woman driving this ship.
Okay, but this is absolutely the last time.
Okay. All ahead, full, Captain.